Hello students, so today we are going to see fuel cell. Now contents of this presentation are as per follows. What is fuel cell? Then importance of fuel cell technology, then working of fuel cell, then various types of fuel cell, then applications, and finally benefits of fuel cell. Now let us start with what is a fuel cell. Now a fuel cell is an electrochemical device that combines hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity with water and heat as its byproduct. So basically what is fuel cell? So it consists of chemicals and which interacts with each other, or rather a chemical reaction takes place between the two components and it produces electrical energy, right? So here example is taken as hydrogen and oxygen, which produces electricity with water and heat as its byproduct. So another example could be in our two-wheeler a battery is fitted, right? And as long as there is a reaction, chemical reaction, or as long as there are chemical presents inside the battery, the reaction will takes place. Once the chemical components exhaust, then the chemical reaction will stop and there will be no electricity produced from the battery. So it is a type of fuel cell, right? So here example is taken of hydrogen and oxygen. So here overall reaction is oxidation of fuel by oxygen. So here fuel used is hydrogen plus oxygen O2, which gives H2O, water and heat. So here you can see it. So there will be a anode, cathode and electrolyte. So in detail we are going to see in our next slide. And to this electrodes load is applied. Anode is of hydrogen H2 and cathode will be of oxygen. So in between there will be a electrolyte which will boost the chemical reaction between anode and cathode, or the two chemicals, and the byproduct is water, H2O. So now why is fuel cell technology is important? Since conversion of the fuel to energy takes place via an electrochemical process and not combustion, it is clean, quiet and highly efficient process, 2 to 3 times more efficient than fuel burning. That's why it is important. Now how does a fuel cell work? It operates similarly to a battery as I have said earlier, but it does not run down or nor does it require recharging. So in case of some batteries recharging is required, but for fuel cell no recharging is required. So as long as fuel is supplied, a fuel cell will produce both energy and heat. A fuel cell consists of two catalyst coated electrodes surrounding an electrolyte. One electrode is anode and then other is cathode. The process begins when hydrogen molecules enter to anode. The catalyst coating separates hydrogen's negatively charged electrons from positively charged protons. The electrolyte allows the proton to pass through the cathode but not the electrons. So it will not allow to pass to the electrons. Instead, the electrons are directed through an external circuit which creates electrical current. So if at all the electrons are flowing through the circuit, that means there will be a current in the circuit. So while the electron pass through the external circuit, oxygen molecules pass through the cathode. So in detail we are going to see there is a oxygen and the protons combines with the electrons after they have passed through the external circuit. So here in the figure you can see when the oxygen and protons combine with the electrons, it produces water and heat. So this is the anode of H2. H2 is a fuel in our case, and this is the cathode catalyst of oxygen. We are using oxygen from air here. And in between there will be a polymer electrolyte membrane between anode and cathode here, and there will be reaction of H2 and oxygen through this electrolyte. Then here we have connected circuit to this anode and cathode. So due to chemical reaction of hydrogen and oxygen, H2O will produce, it will also produce current that we have seen in our previous slides. The electrolyte allows the proton to pass through the cathode but not electrons. Instead, the electrons are directed through an electrical circuit which creates electrical current. Here you can see the electrons will pass through the electrical circuit and which will glow the bulb here, or we can connect load here. So overall reaction of hydrogen and oxygen is, it will produce H2O plus electricity and heat. Then now various types of fuel cells you can see in the table: proton X membrane, then alkaline, then direct methanol, then phosphoric acid, then molten carbonate and solid oxide. So these are the various types of fuel cells. So for each fuel cell you can see here different electrolyte is used, then different anode gas is there, then cathode gas is there, then the temperature of the reaction, when the chemical reaction take place, what will be the temperature of the reaction, and finally the efficiency of that particular fuel cell type. So in this picture you can see so now let us see few of fuel cell which are mentioned in the table. Proton exchange membrane, that is PEM fuel cell. So you can see the construction here: anode, cathode, anode is of hydrogen, cathode is of oxygen, in between electrolyte is there, fuel in, fuel out, air in or oxygen in or oxygen out, electrical circuit is connected between anode and cathode. So this is a leading cell type for passenger car application. Uses a polymer membrane as electrolyte. Operates at a relatively low temperature, about 175 degree centigrade. It is sensitive to fuel impurities. So let us see the actual construction of proton exchange membrane fuel cell. So here, first of all, in the figure you can see here hydrogen flow fields here, then hydrogen gas, then backing layers here, then oxidant here, oxygen flow field here, then this is the anode, this is the cathode. In between polymer electrolyte membrane is there, and this is the byproduct. When the chemical reaction starts, we will get water here, and this is the circuit that is connected to this anode or the fuel and to the cathode, that is oxygen. Now hydrogen fuel is channeled through field flow plates to the anode on one side of the fuel cell, while oxidant or oxygen is channeled to the cathode on the other side of the cell here. At the anode, a platinum catalyst causes the hydrogen to split into positive hydrogen ions, that is protons, and negatively charged electrons. So at the anode, the platinum catalyst causes, the catalyst is used to enhance the chemical reaction. So in this case platinum catalyst is used, which causes the hydrogen to split into positive hydrogen ions, that is called as protons, and negatively charged electrons. The polymer electrolyte membrane allows only the positively charged ion to pass through it to the cathode. Now this membrane or this electrolyte allows only the positively charged ion to pass through the cathode. Okay, so it will allow to pass through the membrane and cathode. The negatively charged electrons must travel along an external circuit to the cathode here, creating the electrical current. So electrons should pass through the circuit. Unless electron pass, current won't get generated. And then at the cathode, the electrons and positively charged hydrogen ions combines with oxygen to form water, which flows out of the cell. So H2O is our byproduct. Then next type is phosphoric acid. So you can see the construction here, same thing. So here only difference is electrolyte. So it is most commonly developed fuel cell. Then it generates electricity at more than 40% efficiency. It uses liquid phosphoric acid as the electrolyte and operates at about 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Then one main advantage is that it can use impure hydrogen as fuel. So if at all there are impurities of fuel, there will not be a proper chemical reaction. So in our other fuel cells that we have seen previous, impure fuel is not desired. Then solid oxide. So here it uses a hard non-porous ceramic component as electrolyte. It can reach 60% of power generating efficiency, operates at extremely high temperatures of around 1800 degrees, used mainly for large high power applications such as industrial generating stations, mainly because it requires such high temperatures. So construction is same, only the change is electrolyte is changed here, and here it uses non-porous ceramic compound as electrolyte. It is used in high power applications such as industrial engineering stations because it requires high temperature. Then alkaline, so it is mainly used by military and space programs, can reach 70% power generating efficiency, but considered to be costly for transportation applications. Used on the Apollo spacecraft to provide electricity and drinking water. Uses a solution of potassium hydroxide in water as the electrolyte and operates at around 75 to 160 degrees. It can use a variety of non-precious metals as catalyst at a anode and cathode. So you can see here alkaline fuel cell. Then applications, fuel cell technology can be used in transportation, then stationary power stations, then telecommunications, then micro power. Benefits of fuel cell technology: it is physically secured, physical security is there. Then there is a reliability means once it is assured that this fuel cell will work for some amount of hours, then that will work for that particular hours, that is reliability. Then efficiency, we can see that there is a efficiency from 30% to 70%. The efficiency varies from 30 to 70%. Then environmental benefits, so there will not be any emission of any toxic gases we have seen earlier. Then battery replacement or alternative, that is possible, and in military applications it is used. So we have seen that hydrogen is used as fuel and oxygen from air, that is used as cathode. So oxygen is widely used, so we can see the various uses of hydrogen here. So it can be used today for production, for in steam reforming of petroleum. Then it is used in space program. Then it is hydrogen is used in cryogenic liquid. Hydrogen tomorrow, biomass and electrolysis. Then it is also used as fuel for fuel cell. Then innovative tank designs, storage, hydrogen can be used. Then it can be also used in future for photo electrochemical processes. Then solar power electrolysis, then algal production. Thank you.